Hi, intrepid viewers. How's the hangover going? Finally, some good news. It's a foreign experience, isn't it? Really. So, this is going to be a short video because I've only got two questions. There's a million questions, but that can wait till the next video. Okay, what's interesting about this in Georgia is the 18 others who have also been indicted. So previously, when it was just Trump and non-indicted co-defendants, blah, blah, he could go on Truth Social or anywhere and carry on and spit and flay and act like an idiot. But now there are 18 other lives involved with this. So I want to know what they are thinking and feeling. And I also want to ask, will the GOP finally get it or not? You know, we'll see. But in the meantime, Michigan has also charged 8 fake electors. Now, is it 8? Yeah. Who forged signatures and carried on. So Michigan's quietly on the side doing their thing too. So this is pretty amazing. But is it enough? So let's have a look. With the others who have been indicted, including, is it 4 of his lawyers, possibly 5? I'm not worried about the Giulianis and the Sidney Powells. They get what they deserve. I'm sort of more interested in the ones down the line, the Georgia officials who thought they were on a roll and could just steal an election because their glorious leader said it was a good idea. So I'm more interested in the second tier there. Okay, so let's have a look at the co-defendants. I'm doing them as a collective because there's so many. How good is that? Okay. The co-defendants, what are they thinking? The co-defendants. The co-defendants. Oof. What's happening here? All right. What are we looking at here? Well, first of all, even though it's been coming and we knew it was coming and there was talk there could be as many as 12, right? That was as recently as last week. So I think some of these were surprised at suddenly being issued with a subpoena. You have to turn up by noon on Friday or else. Okay, so I think there were some who weren't expecting it and had been reassured perhaps by their own lawyers and so, oh, no, it won't be you. It'll be all right. No, here comes those subpoenas in the cup. All right. Queen of Wands is obviously Fani Willis. Go Fani. She's experienced death threats and all the rest, and she's pushed forward with this in secret. And a grand jury in Georgia who decided that there was way enough evidence to charge them all. And I don't remember any leaks. She runs a tight ship. Okay. So now defending from the higher ground. So now I'm sure they've all been warned individually and in other ways to take special care. They will have to defend themselves. So I think they're up for it. I think if you saw all the evidence put together, you could come to no other conclusion. But they are going to have to deal with their partners and their families and their communities going, mm. So I think they're going to have to be defensive. Okay. I think this has been a growth experience for them. These Georgia, everyday Georgia people who became part of this, I think they've learnt and I think they've grown. And to a certain extent, their voice is going to become more important because now the process of being through a long, grueling thing like a secret grand jury, they actually understand a lot more than they ever did before. And as this unfolds and later, I think they'll become influential in their own communities. Right? Now, their final card is wait and see for these co-conspirators. If they get up, you see the three swords hanging over them. If they behave badly or whatever, they're at risk of the swords coming down. So they have to be quiet and they have to take it. Okay, but this is just dawning on them. I think some of them knew and some of them didn't. Okay, so none of them are going to be happy if the Yeti rampages all across cyberspace, spewing forth his vomit. You know, they will not be happy. So now, let's move on here. Where does this leave the GOP? Where does this leave the GOP? Where does this leave the GOP? Is this enough? Is this not enough to move the dial? The GOP. Oh, the sun is dawning. Not surprised. All right. I'll go as far as to say with this card, it'll move the dial, maybe not so much for the party as voters. Okay, bang in the middle. They can't avoid the sunlight anymore. These vampires that have taken over the GOP, which was never marvellous in my view, but I'm an Australian, they can't escape the daylight anymore. And also the fact there are so many others makes it harder to defend. They're very conflicted, not surprisingly. They've let the Marjorie Taylor Greens, the Lauren Boeberts, the spectacularly ineffectual McCarthy, they've let all this go ahead. And now I think this is tension within the party and within voters. They know instinctively that this is unavoidable. This is no nonsense, this Ace of Wands. They know they have to sort of make a decision now, which isn't comfortable for them. It's much easier when you're just spraying poison than it is to actually take a reasonable position. They're not there yet. They're not there yet. But this is a big hit between the eyes. The Knight of Wands, I think someone will emerge within the GOP, not so much the Lincoln Project, they're older, more political creatures, but this is someone new who's going to say, this is a losing strategy. We cannot just go on supporting it like we have. So at least, see, there's conflict over that. So it's not resolved yet. But at least this voice has gone from being a fringe voice to a stronger voice. Also, the horse being held back, looking at the lay of the land. I think they'll be doing voter polls like crazy to find out what's working, because the abortion stuff, which is a vote killer for them, they still go ahead. No matter what you put in front of these people, they still go ahead. But this is giving them pause and actually thinking, okay, this could be oblivion for the GOP. And Best of America card, the American dream, hope and inspiration is on the line. And I think it's starting to dawn. Some of these people are too stubborn and rusted on. You can't get through to them. But there are many in the middle of the road who are they're already not comfortable with the abortion stuff. They're already not comfortable seeing what's going on in Florida. And they're beginning to see the bigger picture. Not a minute too soon. Not a minute too soon. Okay. Now, what I'm going to be putting up, I meant to put on the last video, and I'll pin in the comments for this video, is a couple of videos of teachers pushing back against these ridiculous, abominable working conditions they're under and what they're being asked to do, and insisting that they can't teach certain subjects. Very good videos, and it makes you feel as if there's hope. Everyone needs hope. So check those out. I don't know if you can get it on your phones, but you can certainly get them on a laptop. So I'm going to put those up for you. Also, of course, Beau of the Fifth Column has been very active around these issues. Trey Crowder, the liberal redneck. So if any of you have broad Southern accents and feel marginalized for being different, he is the liberal redneck. He's your man. I love Trey. If anyone knows Trey in Tennessee, tell him I want to do a video with him. I'm just putting it out there. Okay, guys, love you to the max, and see you so soon. You won't believe it. Okay. Ciao, guys. Bye.